back and forth, hate to see that. But also, the bigger thing is, my wife's the one that really is the unsung hero, has to stay there and help take care of our 3 kids. When I'm gone 90 days in Annapolis, or during the campaign time when I was out going door to door, and campaigning real hard. So they deserve actually another round of applause there. Also want to thank our volunteers and my staff who's here tonight. So I want to thank all the volunteers, but my staff, if you're on my staff, the 3 of you, please raise your hand. They are not on state time, they're here volunteering, so just so everybody knows. So Stephen is my full-time chief of staff, and then Bob Vandervoort. Bob's been with me forever, Bob's like family. And Brendan, where's Brendan at? Brendan also does my campaign stuff, so. And Brendan and I, as you can tell, events like this just don't happen on their own. So Brendan and I have been working steady away since August on this event, inviting people. And I'm happy to tell you, and if those of you who followed the elections in Virginia, you know how expensive elections are. Did any of you see about Michael Bloomberg and those groups that were coming in and they were dropping millions of dollars into state Senate races and state House races? Did you all see that?
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the last election, I really worked hard to try to elect friends of mine to elect the Republican ticket, and ended up spending about $250,000. So I came out of the election with almost no money left. So I thought to myself, I really want to, this year, work hard, work to rebuild my war chest. And I can say, because of the event tonight, Brendan just updated me, we're going to raise $85,000 tonight. Thank you. So just real briefly, I want to say, it's funny because people they remind me all the time, well, 40, you're still so young, you're still very young. And the one thing it strikes me though is that when I first started running for office, I was 28 years old. I got involved with politics when I was 22. I'd gotten out of the Air Force, did my 4 years, started volunteering for my local state senator at the time, Frederick. Went door to door with him, was a volunteer, learned that way, was his aide down in Annapolis. And then when I was 28, I ran for a seat in the Maryland House. And when I first started running, actually the seat at the time was open. They ended up appointing someone, so I ended up having to run against an incumbent. It was a very difficult race. But I remember when I was going knocking on the doors of people, and I'm 28 years old, and most Republican primary voters, to be honest, the average age is probably about 65, 70 years old. And they would look at me and they would say that, usually they'd ask, are you even old enough to be running for office? And I would tell them, I said, I promise you I will get older while I'm in office. So I have done that. That is one promise that I have kept the whole time. I've gotten older while I was in office. And then when I was 34, I got elected to the Maryland Senate again, which was, that made me one of the younger members of the Senate. And over that time, I've really learned a lot. And Judy and I were talking earlier. Judy's been to almost every single fundraising event I ever had. And when I first started off, a lot of them were in like little pizza shops and things like that. And I could never have gotten a turnout like I got tonight. So this is really great. I really appreciate y'all coming out. But the thing I learned, and I've learned while I'm in office, is that personal relationships matter the most. And it's not just in politics, but in life. So, and I just really deeply appreciate all of you. Many of you have been coming and supporting me for years, writing checks to me, volunteering for me, and I know that I wouldn't have been able to get elected and do these things and be up here speaking to you without all of your help. So I want you to know I really appreciate it. I appreciate all your friendship. I will never forget that. And for me tonight, it wasn't as much of and I honestly mean this, it wasn't as much a celebration for, hey, Mike Hough's turning 40. I wanted it to be a celebration of my friends, a celebration of my supporters, and I want you to know the one thing about me, that I'm very loyal to my friends and my allies, and once you are my friend, once you are my ally, and those of you know, my friends in Annapolis, they can tell you that I'm a good friend to have in the foxhole, so I will stand by you, and I do appreciate it. So with that, this is going to be, I hope, this will be unlike a lot of the political events that you normally come to, that may be stuffy and all that. I tried to warn everybody on the invite, you had the bottles of beer and the wine and all that stuff, so I'm trying to show this is a party. It's going to have a good party. So not only did I give a speech for you, but I'm up here, I'm going to personally entertain you, because I've got a band here I put together. And Weekend Parole, that's the band's name here. And I'm going to play for you. They are all much better than me, so I'm going to hide in the back here, but I'm going to play because when you pay $40 to a Mike Hough fundraiser, you get your money's worth. I will personally entertain you, you get your money's worth. We're going to play a couple songs up here, and then after the songs are done, we're going to have the DJ up here. Everybody come on out. You know, I know there's more food probably coming out, all that. Everybody come on out, dance, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be a big party tonight, so with that, I'll give this mic back to the DJ, and we'll hit music here in about a minute.